do not throw off enough matter to make additional stars. There are not many stellar explosions, and most of them are smaller star-nova explosions. Yet novas cast off very little matter. A small star exploding only loses 100,000 of its matter. A supernova explosion loses about 10%, yet even that amount is not sufficient to produce all the heavier elements found in the planets, interstellar gas, and stars. So supernovas, gammas, fuel source for nearly all the elements in the universe, occur far too infrequently and produce far too small an amount of heavy elements to produce the vast amount that exist in the universe. 11. Only hydrogen and helium have been found in the outflowing gas from supernova explosions. The theory requires lots of supernova explosions in order to produce heavy elements. But there are not enough supernovas, and research indicates that they do not produce heavy elements. All that was to turn a spectrum towards an exploded supernova and analyze the elements, and in the outflowing gas from the former star. Kate Davison did that in 1982 and found that the Crab Nebula, resulting from an AD 1054 supernova, only has hydrogen and helium. This means that regardless of the temperature of the explosion, the helium mass 4 gap was never bridged. It has been theorized that a supernova would generate temperatures high enough to bridge the gap, but the gap at mass 4 and 8 prevented it from occurring. 12. An explosion of a star would not produce another star. It has been theorized that supernova explosions would cause nearby gas to compress and form itself into new stars. But if a star exploded, it would only shoot outward, and any gas encountered would be pushed along with it. So we find that the evidence does not support the various aspects of the Big Bang and stellar evolution theory. Number two, more facts which bury the theory. More problems for stellar evolution. According to the theory, older stars should have more heavy elements because they are continually making them, but the so-called older stars have been found to have no more heavy elements than the so-called younger stars. All stars from young to old have the same amount of heavy elements. Second, the theory says that gas floating in interstellar space is left over from the Big Bang, and it could only consist of hydrogen and helium. But Rubis has shown that this is not true. Extragalactic gas has a variety of heavier elements in it. 3. The theory says that superfast particles hurled outward by the Big Bang were eventually radiated. Yet the scientists have noted a perfectly smooth cosmic explosion would only have produced perfectly smooth, increasingly rarefied, ever farther apart particles. So the very existence of stars was the theorized original giant explosion. 4. The theory requires a continual rush of particles outward, leaving nothing inside this outer perimeter of outflowing matter. Yet there are stars and galaxies all through space, not just at the outer edge. Even if clump gas could have formed any stars, and everything could continue to be hurled to the chain outer edges of space with an expanding center containing nothing. According to theory, the farther we look out into space, the farther back into past eons of time we are gazing. This means that the farthest stars and galaxies ought to be the youngest, yet research reveals the farthest stars are just like those nearby. 6. Angular momentum is another serious problem. Why do stars turn? Why do galaxies rotate? Why do planets orbit stars? Why do binary stars circle one another? How could the superfast linear straight line motion started by the supposed Big Bang have changed in rotation, spinning, or revolving motion, and revolutions orbiting motion? How could angular momentum exist, and in such perfectly balanced orbits throughout space there is no possible way that floating gas could transform itself into rotating and orbiting objects like stars, planets, and moons? 7. Inward pushing gas would not change to a rotating star. According to the theory, stars were formed by the inward gravitational collapse of hydrogen gas clouds. If so, why do the resultant stars rotate? Some stars rotate very fast. If 10 people in a circle push marbles in towards a common center, the marbles would not begin rotating or circling after they reached it. Matter, origin, and theories cannot explain why stars spin. The theories tell us that the stars somehow started spinning, but with age they slow down, yet some stars spin faster than either younger or older stars. Some spin once in less than an Earth day. The fastest is 1883, has a spin period of only 6 hours. Some stars orbit backward to that of other stars. The theories cannot explain this. 10. There are high-velocity stars that are traveling far too fast to accommodate the evolutionary theories of matter and stellar origins. 11. If the Big Bang theories were true, all stars would move the same direction, but stars, clusters, and galaxies are moving in various directions opposite to one another. More about the expanding universe theory. 12. Evidence is accumulating that the entire universe is rotating. This is angular momentum on the most gigantic proportions, yet the Big Bang should only have produced linear movements outward from it. 13. Theories are deeply bothered by what they call the lumpy problem. The universe is lumpy, that is, it has stars, planets, etc. in it, yet none should exist if the Big Bang theory were true. They argue fiercely over these problems in their professional journals while assuring the public the theory is accepted by all astrophysicists. They consider this to be a major unsolved problem. As IBM Phillips E. Seiden put it, the standard Big Bang model does not give rise to lumpiness. That model assumes the universe started out as globally smooth, homogeneous, expanding gas. If you apply the law of physics to this model, you get a universe that is uniform, a cosmic vastness of evenly distributed atoms with no organization of any kind. No galaxies, no stars, no planets, no nothing. Needless to say, the night sky dazzling in its lumps, clumps, and clusters says otherwise. How then did the lumps get there? No one can say. Ben Patrusky, Why is the Cosmos Lumpy? Science 81, June 1981, page 96. 14. The universe is full of stars with relatively little gas, but it should be the other way around, full of gas and not stars. The Big Bang should have produced a homogeneous universe of smooth gas, overflowing outward within at best almost inhomogeneities or lumps such as stars and our universe. 15. The universe is full of superclusters. These are the biggest lumps of all. It has recently been discovered that the galaxies are grouped into galaxy clusters and these into still larger superclusters. The Big Bangers, as their colleagues call them, excuse the problem by saying that gravity waves produce the galaxies, but gravity in any form could not press floating hydrogen and helium into a star or planet out of gas, make a marvelously organized disk network of stars, or produce the precisely balanced spinning and orbiting of planets and stars. Quote, the main efforts of investigators have been preparing over holes in the Big Bang theory to build up an idea that has become ever more complex and cumbersome. I have a little hesitation in saying that a sickly pall now hangs over the Big Bang theory. When a pattern of facts becomes set against a theory, experience shows that the theory rarely recovers. Sir Fred Hoyle, The Big Bang Theory Attack, Science Digest, May 1984, page 84. 16. Solar collapse, not nuclear fusion, has been found to be the cause of the solar energy, but that would undercut the entire theory of the Big Bang. We will briefly summarize the data here. You will find it discussed more fully, along with the additional quotations in the chapter Origin of the Stars in the 3 volumes set on our website. It is also particularly referred in 6 solar collapses in the Age of the Earth chapter in this paperback. There is evidence that our sun shines not by hydrogen explosions but by solar collapse, yet stellar evolution is key to the fact that stars are fueled by shine because of hydrogen explosions, nuclear fusion. The amount of mass energy our sun would have to lose daily amounts to 4 million tons, 3.6 million, etc. a second. The problem is the fusion process should produce lots of subatomic particles called neutrinos, and each square inch of the Earth's surface should be hit each second by a trillion neutrinos. Scientists have neutrino detectors in place and have searched for them since the mid-1970s, but hardly any arrive from the Sun. This fact alone should appear to disprove the hydrogen theory of solar energy. J. Hay Bacall, Astronomical Journal, 76-283, 1971. Corliss, the world leader in tracking down scientific anomalies, considered the missing neutrinos to be one of the most significant anomalies in astronomy. W. R. Corliss